So this segment's going to be a little bit different. This segment is more of a response to something that was played on yesterday's show. So as you all know, Kamala Harris held a rally with Beyonce, or at least either that there was the idea that, Beyonce would be performing at a Kamala Harris rally. And I found it to be very shocking and surprising of how much of a complete shite show it was, because 30,000 people showed up for a possibility, the possible chance of a free concert. Now, I think we all know how these celebrities act. I think we all know how they act all the time. Nothing is done for free, but I think it's very important that we at least look into a beginning of how things happen, why they happen, why things are presented the way they are, especially in this crazy upside down world where you have so many insane and so many unhinged liberals out there, because these liberals are just constantly immature and acting like absolute buffoon clowns. But I want to pull this up here because you had people turning out at this rally, at this event, but something in particular really stood out the most, because here we go. Let me just pull up this little tweet from Easy Street. This was from Hotspot. Kamala Harris scammed 30,000 people into thinking they were getting a free Beyonce concert, right? Here we go. There were heat seizures and so much more. Stuff was going on. Hell, there were even doctors on the stage. There were doctors there, and they didn't acknowledge anything. And yes, there were even also anti-war protesters that were disrupting the event. But something did happen. And a very unhinged individual, a very unhinged, triggered individual, a white woman, decided to yell in a baby's face. And this person, I want to be very clear what she said. All right? I want to be very clear what she said. She said, "I don't give an F about the people in Gaza." To a little kid. To a little kid. To a baby. So let's look at this scumbag individual altogether. I just want to respond to this. Okay, so look, there's a man with his daughter right there. And right there, if you see where my arrow is at, here's what you call some triggered, crazy white woman. A liberal. Tell me how you feel about the people in Gaza, liberal. I don't give an F about the people in Gaza. B. She used the B word and the F word in front of this little girl. Now, this father, clearly, in his brain, he's thinking probably, do I go ahead and curb stomp her, or do I get my kid out of here? Get your kid out of here. He does the right thing. But clearly, there's fury right there, because how dare you? Let's look at it one more time. All right, we're just doing this rewind. She's clearly making a decision to pick on somebody smaller than her. This is the definition of a bully. And as we are slowly moving forward, she looks at her opponent. She sees the guy. She sees somebody smaller than her, steps aside, and looks directly in this little kid's face. This is the face of somebody being mentally unhinged and trying to be a bully. What if this was your kid, your niece, your daughter, your granddaughter? Now, right there, you have the other two women who are at least having a conversation with this man. All right. Now, again, I don't know what really led up to this conversation. But if you want to convince people why they shouldn't vote for Harris, look at the company that Harris has. You have people like this who want to harass a little kid. You know, liberals, you take the high ground. You take the high ground a lot about calling Trumpers fascist, calling anybody who disagrees with you fascist, smearing third party and independent voters. But Democrats, this is once again, you are convincing me. You are helping me lay down a strong foundation in this building that I'm calling anti-two party, the double hater house. You have convinced me, Democrats, that I don't have a place in your party. And to you, my audience, this should be evidence to you. This is the company that the Democratic Party supports. They want to be bullies. And we've seen this bullying action before. In 2020, many of you may not remember this. Some of you do. If you're a first-time viewer, let me enlighten you on this one. In 2020, during the primaries and even during the general election, so many vote blue, no matter who, sycophants who were suffering from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome were harassing people who were Bernie Sanders supporters or third-party supporters and saying that if we don't support Biden or the Democrats, Trump will win. Trump will lead us to World War III. Trump will destroy our economy. Trump will do this and Trump will do that. But all this instability is happening now under Joe Biden. And as this war in Gaza, this genocide in Gaza is taking place, when anti-war protesters step up to call out the hypocritical Democrats like Nancy or AOC or Bernie or any other Democratic lawmaker, they're booed by the liberal crowd. Liberals, let me tell you what you're never going to do. Liberals, if you were born during World War II or even during the time of the Civil War, before those two conflicts took place, I know a lot of you liberals have said this tried and true Coca-Cola classic line. If I was alive during the Civil War era, I would have been a part of the Underground Railroad and freed the slaves. No, you wouldn't. If I was alive during World War II, I would have been part of the resistance. I would have stood up against the Nazis. No, liberals, you wouldn't. You're quick to follow orders. You're quick to do that fancy high five that the Third Reich in Germania would do. Liberals, you would never do that. You would never be the brave man who crossed his arms. You see, liberals, you want to paint third-party people, independent people, and yes, even Trump supporters in the same brush of, oh, they're all bad. They're all in your book. Everybody I don't like is a Nazi. But liberals, this is who you are. So because you use that line on me and my audience, I will use this line on you. This is who you are. Here's your representative. You're going to pick on a baby? And the thing is, liberals, and you say, no, I would never do that. No, I would never do it. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. But you haven't done so maybe via verbatim, but by proxy. Or if you were in that audience when a anti-war protester or supporter of Palestine speaks out against a Democrat, you're quick to tell them to shut up. This is who you are, liberals. You can't defend your actions. You yell at a little girl. Now, look, I don't care what that guy was there for, but I mean, if you're going to start picking on a little person, why don't you pick on somebody your own size? Why? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? So, liberals, hey, that's you, liberals. That's you, Democrats. Hey, you support this action. And the thing is, before you say, oh, no. Oh, yes. I've played so many videos on this platform of how you have kicked out activists and organizers who are calling out your hypocrisy for supporting a war that's happening right now in Gaza. That's who you are, liberals. Own it. Be proud of it. I'm proud to call myself a third-party voter, an independent voter. Hell, I'll run with it all the way to the finish line. I voted third party in 2016. I voted third party in 2020. I'm going to be voting third party in 2024, and this is probably going to be my last election I'm going to be voting for. That's it. I'm doing it to stand up to bullies like this. All of you. All of you. All of you. All of you need to stand up against these bullies. All of us have to stand up to these bullies because there's no compromise There's no compromise with these bullies. There's no compromise with people who act this way. So in this one article here, a disturbing video of a Kamala Harris recent rally in Houston has gone viral, capturing a woman yelling directly into a young girl's face. The incident took place at the Houston Metro Station near Shell Energy Stadium, where Beyonce had just endorsed the vice president and joined her on the campaign trail last Friday. In a widely shared video, a woman in a light blue T-shirt can be seen leaning over, screaming at a child seated in a stroller. Shocked onlookers reacted swiftly, with one woman who was seen holding a Harris wall sign, pulling the aggressor away from the child. The girl's father quickly scooped her up, putting a distance between them and the agitated individual. The exact cause of the confrontation remains unclear, but the child's father appeared to be holding a microphone, indicating that he may have been addressing the crowd shortly before the verbal assault. An onlooker can be heard admonishing a woman, saying, "Are you not ashamed at all? Look at her face." The video has amassed over 21 million views, with users expressing outrage at the woman's behavior. But that's how liberals act. This is you, liberals. This is who you are. This is what you'll always be. A bully. Prime example. That's how you act. That's how you acted in 2020. Hell, that's how you acted in 2016. Taking the smug high ground road. And I just got to call out you activists again one more time. Hey, pink pussy hat people. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, where were you? Oh, AOC did her fake protests, getting fake arrested. You didn't do anything. These ongoing wars happening. Hey, where's that anti-war movement? Oh, wait, you're at brunch. Unchecked corruption and a crumbling economy, and our politicians are doing insider trading. Where are you? You're nowhere. I am so looking forward. If Trump does win, I'm so looking forward to all you people again protesting in front of Trump Tower. And I will try, and I will fail miserably. I will try and be nice, but I know I will fail. But I'm looking forward to seeing certain speakers again. You know what I'm going to say? Hey, where were you? Well, it's awfully hypocritical for you to be out here now. I'm looking forward for the next Women's March. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you out here talking about peace and love. And in the name of humanity, we must stop fascism. Your actions, liberals, are this. That's how all of you are in private. Now, maybe I'm thinking too much into this. Maybe I'm wrong here. But one more time, folks. Just remember, Malcolm X's quote about the liberal is correct. Malcolm X's quote about the white liberal is on point. It is something to remember and never forget. Good luck, Democrats. With a video like that and supporters like that for Harris, explain to me again how you're going to win. I'm so curious about it. That was deplorable behavior from the lady there, and I'm pretty sure she's done her fair share of protests saying, oh, we must stop racism and fascism. We must do this. We must do that. They don't believe in their message. They're hypocrites. They want to have the moral high ground and never be challenged. I'm looking forward to a liberal meltdown. I want to see it because these frauds are going to reveal themselves. And to quote the great prophet Cat Williams,
all lies will be exposed.
As they should.
If you fool me once, it's because I didn't think a guard was needed. If you fool me twice, it's because I didn't learn the lesson, so it bears repeating. If you try the same play 3 times running, it's because you know what's coming, and you didn't come to lead, you came to purposefully be misleading. Democracy is dry. It's been a century bleeding. The husk is gaping open to the sky, out in the field where all the sheep just keep on circling and worrying and bleeding. They're waiting for the shepherd that they've tried to hide their faith in, but he's so appealing. They'd gladly give their fleece. It's such a freeing feeling that even when he leads them to the ledge and starts to urge them on, they're positively beaming. They were told that they were on their way to save democracy, so even as they plummet, they just gloat. They don't consider screaming. And halfway up the cliff, the shepherd's cozy little mittens wrap around the staff of shattered human hopes on which he's leaning. He shows the gentle grin that used to stir your inner spark, and he says, "Not me, us," as he gestures to the oligarchs. He knows that if he runs, they're going to stop him like a stolen car. And he'll easily surrender because it bought a lot of time for laying mines in all the grassroots. Suddenly, the tiniest of movements gets you blown apart. Suddenly, you're in a play that's set on an election day, and voting for the fire, unaware you're playing Joan of Arc. Suddenly, the shepherd pulls the rug and slips a hood across your clueless mug, and everything goes zero dark. I'm gonna warn you once more before it's 2024 and you fuck around and find out who your heroes are. To take a step back from the herd and you'll learn that you can spot who all the shearers are. If you really want to know the product that they're selling, I can take you where the mirrors are. If you think your voice is finally ready, I can tell you where the lyrics are. I hid them in a box I had to bury neath the cobble when they carpet bombed the promenade and raided all the street bazaars. Now all we've got's the marketplace, and you're too broke to even bother asking what the options for your treatment are. Suddenly, the raw debris of homeless human dignity will find it has 100 teeth for every badge and sweeper's arm. Suddenly, they speak in solidarity and each is armed. Suddenly, the sheep can see the shepherd for his truest form and all pitch in at once to help him buy the farm. And now it's zero dark. And all is calm and peaceful save the distant wail of sirens that approach beside the flames of dawn. Suddenly, the carrot's just a string that's on a stick, and all your movements make you sick because the prize is gone. Now, we could go and flee into the forest low and meek, or we can exercise our right to feast and go and graze on Biden's lawn. Because he's been sowing seeds that seep a toxin out to sap a bit from each of us and keep on leaching decades after Biden's gone. So regardless who they summon out of hell to come and do the job, it will not feel like Biden's gone. But in that time of hopelessness, you cannot trust the shepherd when he once again comes asking you to humor him his siren song. And it's cute that you can innocently, honestly assume that's just a symptom of a system that was wired wrong, and not the standard feature, basic function, primary objective of a mass hypnosis firebomb. You don't need to know the words to cry along. Someday it'll hit you like an officer who pistol whipped their ride along. Broke his jaw and kept his job and kept it moving right along. That voting isn't red or blue or black or white or right or wrong. Voting's like a firing squad where you can choose the firearm. It's slow extinction by and large. It's Super Tuesday supercharged. It's all your futures, roots and all, just tossed out on a garbage barge. It's everybody dropping out to push the biggest oligarch. It's everybody voting fire, registered as Joan of Arc.